One of my favorite players that's in the NFL right now always has been and will be the Bennett brothers, particularly Michael and Martellus Bennett. Especially Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett has been one of the most outspoken supporters for Colin Kaepernick since the systematically designed concerted effort by all 32 NFL owners and of course Roger No Good Dale to blackball Colin Kaepernick, because the fact of the matter that he took a knee to bring awareness of racial injustice of unarmed black men, women, and children being gunned down by law enforcement, and they getting paid leave vacation, no jury, no trial, no nothing. And to protest a song that was racist anyway, written by a racist. Now that certain coon that I did on my live stream bringing his ass out, he had a video out there called about "Let's football play, leave politics out of it." No, you can't leave politics out of this. Politics gonna have an involvement in every aspect of spectrum of your life, no matter which way you're gonna look at it. That's the way how the ball bounces. And athletes has mostly in the spotlights because they're the most influential. So they're supposed to use their platform for the benefit, for the goodness of humanity. But I guess he sat on that short yellow school bus during his upbringing. But that Sambo ain't even worth mentioning about. But back to Michael Bennett though. And Michael Bennett, as y'all know, like him along with Marshawn Lynch during a few preseason games that they sat down during the national anthem, Michael Bennett was more convincing and stand behind it, because the fact of the matter, not only he was the one the most vocal saying that he want Kaepernick over in Seattle when the Seahawks brought Kaepernick in for a workout, and Pete Carroll decided to say, oh, he's a starter somewhere else. I'm like, this is some bullshit, because it's like this with me when it came to that. Michael Bennett was the voice for them on the West Coast. Terrell Suggs is the voice for Cap on the East Coast. That's how I look at it, Because see, we got to know Michael Bennett over the past several weeks as more than just being Michael Bennett, defensive end for the Seattle Seahawks and Super Bowl champion as well. Okay, I'm talking about Michael Bennett as the individual. That's why you see him right here with the dashiki on. Well, Michael Bennett also, after what happened in Charlottesville, is one of the reasons he said he's not finna stand for the national anthem. But here's something that also brought a smile to my face too. At witness, and I'm gonna bring it up again. Michael Bennett as well as Malcolm Jenkins are two of those players that said that they still gonna protest during the national anthem at every game, whether it's doing like what Bennett and Marshawn Lynch did in their preseason game, sitting down or raising the fist up in the air. But now they've been doing that for a minute by themselves, but now they got support. They have support. And like I said, when Malcolm Jenkins did it in their game against Buffalo, who came to step up beside him and support him? Chris Long. Howie Long's son. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, a white guy. And Chris Long, shout out to Chris Long once again. I'm never going to get enough of saying this. This brother is real. That brother is real. He said he called out all the other white NFL players that we need. if you about freedom and you about equality, you would do like what I did, and I'm doing it, and I'm a white guy. So he let Malcolm know, man, I'm here for you. Malcolm's one of the leaders on this team, and I'm gonna support him. That's exactly what he did. He's one of the leaders on his team. Well, now Michael Bennett has now got that same type of support as well from teammate of his. You know, there you see is the center for the Seattle Seahawks offensive line, the anchor Justin Britt, Big J. He's a big hoss too. Michael Bennett, I think it was the game they played against Minnesota. And Justin Britt came there and put his hand on his shoulder and said, like, I'm here to show support. You know what I'm saying? What he did and what Chris Long did, it is powerful. Now, to all them brothers that's in the NFL, all the black players in the NFL, you know, y'all can't even stand behind Kaepernick and wonder why he got a job. Y'all couldn't even stand behind the players who also protested in support of Kaepernick and why he remains unsigned. But it take white guys to go ahead and do it. But Shannon Sharp said it best. I'm going to say it again. The ball ain't going to get rolling until white players start getting involved and start understanding. Because one thing is about truth, and what Noble Drew Ali said about this, you know, it's about humanity. You got to learn to love instead of hate. The shit that's going down, the battle against systematic white supremacy, and I said this before. Me and Irv Griffin had said this before. Heck, it doesn't even benefit white people as you think. They're only gonna benefit the 1%. You know, the Trumps, the Giulianis, the Sessions, all them idiots there. And people like that. Now I know somebody gonna get out there and say, in the comments gonna say, well, they millionaires. What are they like this? No, it affects them too. And what happened in Charlottesville, that's where Chris Long is from. That affected everybody. So let me just go ahead and I'm gonna just pull the story up and just read it to you right here. From coming out of USA Today. Seahawks Michael Bennett just sits again for anthem with teammate Justin Britt in support. Michael Bennett was joined by a white Seahawks teammate as he sat during the national anthem before their preseason game on Friday night. Justin Britt, the center, stood next to Bennett and put his hand on his shoulder. This comes just days after Bennett went on SportsCenter and talked about how white NFL players joining the anthem protests would change the whole conversation. And it comes the day after the Eagles' Chris Long, which I just showed y'all, put his arm around his teammate Malcolm Jenkins to show support as a white athlete. I hate when they use that term, white athlete. I mean, you know, why you just couldn't just say his teammate? You know, god damn, or something. You know, but now, you know, mainstream media got to put their little color commentary in there. Anyway, now additionally, as you see in the pictures, Britt stood next to Bennett. Seahawks defensive back Jeremy Lane was facing them and away from the field. Now here's more about the scene from the Seattle Times' Bob Condotta. Now as the anthem ended, teammates Cliff Averill and Frank Clark broke from the rest of the team, standing with arms locked on the sideline, and then to sit by Bennett on the bench. Now Cliff Averill is one of Bennett's closest friends on the team. I mean, yeah, that says a lot, man. And nah, it's no faking, it's no photo op, it's no nothing. This is real. This is like I call solidarity. because it's about humanity at this point. And you see Michael Bennett thanking Justin Britt, because at the end of the day, dog, I'm saying they play for the same team. They both get their pet checks from them, whatever. But some of the brothers, shout out to them brothers in the NFL that's still fighting a good fight, and they're still fighting for Colin Kaepernick. Now, Bennett gave a powerful answer when asked why he decided to sit for the anthem last weekend. Now, he told reporters again via the Seattle Times. Let me just read to you what he said, because he's a deep thinker like myself. First of all, I want to make sure people understand that I love the military. My father was in the military. I love hot dogs like any other American. I love football like any other American. But I don't love segregation. I don't love riots. I don't love oppression. I don't love gender slander. I just want to see people have the equality that they deserve, and I want to be able to use this platform to continuously push the message and keep finding out how unselfish we can be in society. How can we continuously love one another and understand that people are different? And just because people are different doesn't mean that you shouldn't like them. Just because they don't eat what you eat, or just because they don't pray to the same God you pray to doesn't mean you should hate them. Whether it's Muslim, whether it's Buddhist, whether it's Christianity. I just want people to understand that no matter what, we need to stay together. It's more about being a human being at this point. That's powerful. As well as the pictures here that I show. Like when I see that, that's real love. Real gonna recognize real. Like that. I don't take everything at face value, and I never do. But right now, the energy and the frequency I'm receiving from this picture right here of Brett putting his hands on the shoulder of Michael Bennett while he sat down during the national anthem, and Chris Long got his arm around Malcolm Jenkins when he threw the fist up and everything like that. And Chris Long, like myself, he's a deep thinker too, as well as Malcolm Jenkins, as well as Justin Britt, and a few of the other players. So it is what it is. Chris Long he threw the gauntlet down. He called out all the other white NFL players. Now, my thing is going to be this. Will we see... I'm going to take a stab in the dog here. Will we see Tom Brady do it? Hell no. Or what about Joe Flacco? Maybe. And, oh God, I tell you, I'm going to vomit when I say this name. Jay Cutler. Oh, I forgot he openly support 45, right? Yeah. But my point is like this. Where are the other white NFL players? And what made me even more bad, where are the other black NFL players? Why y'all ain't saying nothing? Y'all too busy caught up, Dez Bryant. Y'all too busy caught up in the materialism that y'all can afford, making little $14 million you catching passes. And people don't give a damn about you. They still gonna look at you as a nigga. They don't care how many passes you catch for the Dallas Cowboys, or you wear that star on your helmet or whatever. And I'm gonna quote Skip Bayless. And this is going like the Richard Sherman. Now, when Colin Kaepernick was there, why y'all ain't stood up right then and there? Y'all remain silent on the issue. And Skip Bayless even called y'all out. And I'm going to say like this, what Skip Bayless say. One thing I can give Skip Bayless credit on is he's consistent. Skip Bayless even say that, a lot of black players, they shouldn't even play. They should just walk off the field because Colin Kaepernick remains unsigned and he's being fucked over. Now, we as football fans, NFL fans, well, like I said way back in March, I said, like, if Kaepernick isn't signed before the season starts, preseason, whatever, then I'm going to come out there and say in August, like I am now, that he's been blackballed. I just kept my mouth shut and sat back and watched everybody and see what transpires. So my mind was already made up. You know, like I said, I'm not watching no games, no NFL Sunday Ticket. Oh, and even on my mobile app, like the score, I X the NFL out. I used to get notification score. I X that shit out. I do one more bad. I just uninstalled the entire app. But see, but what we have to do, we can stop watching the games. We don't have to buy none of the paraphernalia. We can unsubscribe for NFL Sunday Ticket. But you know where you want to hit them at? You hit them at where it hurts, and that's going after their sponsors. I did a video a while back listing all 32 of them. You can go to my Instagram page. I got it right there too. And I tweeted it. But kudos to Justin Britt, man. I mean, kudos to Justin Britt. Kudos to Chris Long. Man, look here, y'all got more heart than some of these niggers out here who too busy want to be styling and profiling and all that, but don't want to stand for nothing. They just want to be there to get a check. They don't even want to address the social issues that go on. Well, kudos to them. Kudos, though, for Michael Bennett for sticking to his guns, and kudos to Marshawn Lynch. You know. And I hope, you know, Bennett them, they need to call out some of these old coon-ass dudes like the Michael Vicks, the Ray Lewises, the Jason Whitlocks. They need to call these other idiots out, the Stephen A. Smiths. They make me sick to my stomach because we know they ain't going to stand for nothing. But let's try to go ahead and try to stay on code on this, family. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. If you got anything you want to share with me about, want me to talk about, just hit me up via email. Click the subscribe button and share, and make sure you click the bell for notifications when I get new ones loaded up. With that said, I'm out. Michael Bennett, Chris Long, Justin Britt, man, Justin Britt, Chris Long, kudos to y'all, man. No more talk.